detective. Thrill me.
Thanks for joining us again. Tonight's film, with the full crew back again, is 2004's Collateral. Now, just before we get into what we've been watching, Jared, we talked quite extensively during our I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer film. What did the fisherman actually get churned up by? I've done a bit of research, Jared. I've done some research.
Oh,
in
no.
the fine words of one Frank Drebin, getting caught in the gears of a combine harvester, I believe might have been what he was calling up.
It was on the tip of my tongue.
So, luckily, we've cleared that up.
That was worth it.
Now, you two obviously haven't been around for a while. Large amounts of watching.
Always have large amounts out of me, you know that?
Okay, Gibbo, you go first, mate.
Okay, yeah, I'll skim through some here. You guys have probably seen lots of this stuff. I finally got around to watching Venom. Didn't mind it, but it's not good at all.
I agree.
It's one of those movies that just happen.
The more I listen to you recommend it because like Tom Hardy is so fucking off the wall batshit.
Yeah,
but
you got to see it. It's like a car accident.
Like you got to see it, but it's not a good movie.
There's so much.
Looking at you like.
There's so much nonsense about how the whole alien thing works. It's just.
The more I listen to you guys talk, the less stuff I want to see. That's a pile of shit.
We take the wheel for you, mate.
I don't want to see that.
We help you sort it out.
Watch The Equalizer 2.
What do you think of that?
Not as good as the first one, and it's not close.
No.
They completely change his character. Like, the whole movie is very different to the first one.
Yeah. But I like Denzel's.
I'll watch Denzel do.
He can do anything.
I'd watch him take a shit. Like the guy's just.
Oh look, I draw the line somewhere.
No, I would too. I reckon he'd fill it with nuance and subtlety and pathos for Matty.
Yeah, if he goes. A range of emotions as he drops a loaf.
Take you on a journey.
Beverly Hills Cop. Watched it with the young bloke.
Love it.
Fucking so good.
I know.
I wasn't. I'm like, this might be one of those nostalgia movies. But honestly, Dylan's been watching. He's 9. He's been watching some of the old stuff. He watched Demolition Man the other day and loved it.
Oh my god!
I've created a monster.
You have.
But Beverly Hills Cop, still classic.
Such a great movie, though.
On the plane, went to Canada. Obviously, watched Dark Phoenix.
Ooh. You were this close to jumping off the plane.
It's pretty bad, yeah. They've gone so far off. After they did First Class and Days of Future Past, well, that was even actually.
They were starting to get themselves back on track.
First Class was really good.
Kevin Bacon Factor, I believe.
Yeah.
Jared, would you care to comment?
The bacon's sizzling. But yeah, Dark Phoenix, I didn't enjoy it at all.
I think they've gone to. They need to shut this shit down for a little bit.
Yeah, they've got to figure out what they're actually going to do.
Step back and
the time jumping and things. It's just a mess now.
Shut down, retool.
Well, it'll just be in the MCU.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Yep.
That'll work.
And they'll slowly drip feed it in like that. They won't go doing this bullshit that the last few X-Men films have done.
Yeah.
Make it bigger and better so you can charge more or you can get more people in.
Yeah.
It was a bit messy.
But I mean, fuck, they spent, how much did they spend on this one?
It was like 200-ish.
300 or something, yeah.
300?
I think it was 200 and something.
Jesus! That's got to be the biggest loss of the year, isn't it?
I think it is. I think it's
Unbelievable.
I think it's the biggest bomb in terms of money.
For a long time.
Levels.
Yeah. Well, they're saying that, what were they saying? Gemini Man would lose 100 million? Jesus Christ. I mean, even Dr. Sleep's going to lose 30 million, they were saying.
Yeah.
That's a weird movie to try and make big money on, though, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's a weird name.
Is
like
it's Stephen King. Fuck, the buck could do anything. We'd watch it.
Yeah, but like in terms of doing anything with a big budget and then calling it Dr. Sleep, like if you don't know
but the
what
budget's not that high. The problem is that it's just not going to live up to so-called expectations.
But it's called Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
Most people don't know what that is.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's put to sleep, judging by how long it is.
It's the John Carter problem, as Matty just referenced. Like calling a movie something that no one knows what the fucking property is.
Call it Captain Snooze.
Captain Snooze.
But I think they solved that with the trailer.
Yeah, they were trying to show that it was
clear with the trailer that
with
it was
the Shining tie-in and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, but still, like, I don't know. Also got to Shazam on the plane. Didn't mind it.
I love that.
Yeah, didn't mind it. I'm a big fan of the main guy from Chuck.
Yeah.
So,
that's what he's from.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and like he hasn't done much since then. But I think it's pretty. Like it's basically just big with superpowers.
Nailed the tone.
Yeah,
nice little family story.
That kid that's in it that was in It. He's really good. I like him. So that wasn't bad. Hellboy, on the other hand, Fucking hell. That's
Like, absolutely atrocious.
The special effects are really bad, but the whole movie is just disgusting.
What's your take on the first two? Have you seen the other two?
I don't mind either of them,
I
really.
really liked the first one. Second one I didn't like as
Second
much.
one was
Golden
crap.
Army's not as good.
Second one was crap.
But they had
first
the
one
right
was great,
tone.
though.
This is just a mess.
Watch this one and then tell us which one's
You've got to
great.
see it.
I don't think I will now.
This makes
You
the first two
played
look
the
like
slippery.
fucking
It'll pop up on
Casablanca.
Netflix.
Oh yeah, when it gets on Netflix, I'll be there.
Yeah, anyway, not much to say about that. It's shit house. David Harbour, just get away from that. Don't do it. Just fuck, mate. Shape of Water.
Oh yeah.
I hear that's very good.
It's something.
It's weird.
It's very weird. Yeah, very unusual. It couldn't be more like Del Toro. It's just dripping with his shit all over the place. It's hard not to notice that the character in it is just the fish man from the first Hellboy movies.
Yeah.
He even eats eggs. It's identical. It looks the same. It's the same guy playing
Same
him.
bloke, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
It's almost plagiarising like the character design. I don't know if the same guy did the costume and everything, but it's flat out exactly the same. And why he has to eat
It's
eggs.
also heavily derivative of Creature from the Black Lagoon as well.
Right.
That's part of the reason he actually made the movie.
Is that why he eats eggs? Because that's
Well,
very
that's-
random for
that's
both
random,
to like
yeah.
eating rotten eggs
Yeah.
and like anyway.
I had more of a problem with Michael Shannon's fingers.
Oh, what's that about? Where he sews them back and they go rotten and stuff. Like a lot of it's supposed to be clearly like allegory and metaphor and stuff like that. It's just, it's well made movie, but it's very uncomfortable and it's you don't enjoy
I
it.
liked it.
Yeah, so did I.
You like
Instant Family.
it? Oh.
Just watched it with the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't
No.
watch it.
No.
It's generic. Like you've seen that movie 10 times before. Joker, on the other hand, loved it. I really liked it.
Were you thumbs down on it?
No, look, when I watched it, I really enjoyed parts of it. And I came out of the cinema.
Before you went in though.
I came out of the cinema thinking, yeah, I really liked that. And then the more I went through it, there was a lot that I didn't like.
It's
There was a
because
lot-
how derivative it is. Like it
No,
rips off
it's
heaps
not
of
just
stuff.
the the thing with the derivative part of it. I just get bothered by Todd Phillips, just obviously because I like comics and I appreciate them as a medium. It really pisses me off when he comes in and he goes, "Oh, we're doing everything different. None of this has been done before." And then you watch it and you're like, "Yeah, it's been done a bunch of times, mate." Like, it's just dismissive
There's
of
a
the
lot
art
of
form.
source
He's coming
material.
in and saying, "We're not going to look at that because we're going to do something great that's all ours." And it's like, yeah, but we've seen what you did in other things.
Yeah.
And just because you've made it in on a movie doesn't make it any greater. Like, I would go back and read some of those comics more than I'd watch that film again. Like, and I had some issues around, like, his fucking why he's doing it and the people coming together. Like, the cause is just fucking ludicrous.
Yeah, that part's hard to swallow.
So the more I thought about it, the more it sort of came apart a little bit for me. But watching it, like, Joaquin Phoenix was fucking
the performance
excellent.
is what makes it, for sure.
Parts of it I just really loved. Like, I love parts of what they did with the character and think it could really work on its own. But yeah, not to shit all over your list there.
Oh, no, not at all, mate. It's the first time ever I've liked a comic book movie more than Coxie, so mark that down.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a red letter day.
Watched Polar on Netflix. It's a Netflix original.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
What's his name?
It's not Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen, yeah. It's brutal. Like, it's pretty
Yeah.
cool. It's kind of a little bit like Bourne Identity sort of gear, but it's worth a look. Watched El Camino. The
How'd you take to that? No.
fucking... Oh, I don't know. It's just... It's not there. They went back to the well. There's a couple of cool little bit like nods to the original series and things, but...
Let's leave that alone.
The,
I suggest.
the end of it
Let's
just
leave the whole
doesn't
thing
really
alone.
resolve anything. You get to the end of the movie, it just sort of stops, and you're like, well, okay, that's... I'm glad I spent
Kind of
those
just
hour
tells
and
you
a half.
where he goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a long... It just seemed like a long episode.
Yeah, exactly.
I had my doubts about Better Call Saul
Yeah.
because I felt, look, this is a fucking fantastic show, Breaking Bad. Let's just leave it alone. It's
Yeah.
a one of a kind. Then they said Better Call Saul. I was like, oh, fuck, here we go.
Better Call
Better
Saul was
Call
good,
Saul
but it's very
carved
different.
its own-
Yeah.
Own niche.
Yeah.
And
It sort
I
of
really
felt like it was
liked
in the
that.
same world, but it was a different
Yeah.
story, where this is just like clearly the same story. They get Walter White tie-ins and stuff like that, and it's... I don't know. It felt a little bit...
It's not right without Walter White anyway.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna do something like that, you needed to have him back.
Yeah, for sure. What finally watched Uncle Drew.
Jesus Christ.
It's a stinker.
That went to the cinemas.
Yeah,
for
how?
God's sake.
Who looks at that and goes,
Oh, I
yes,
don't know.
we're going to make money here. The next one, this is for you two, Jared and Adam. It popped up and the premise sounded so ridiculous. I'm like, all right, I'm going to check this out. School Spirit.
Oh, is that is the
Dude.
guy's invisible?
Yeah, he's like a ghost, and he just goes around sexually assaulting literally everybody.
What is this for us?
Because it's supposed to be like a schlocky, like 80s, 90s horror.
I'm slightly baffled.
It's a. Have you
Was
seen
it a horror film?
It's a comedy horror. Like it's not a horror, but he's dead, and
I remember
yeah.
seeing it in the
It's
in the
weird,
video
man.
stores
Yeah,
all
I've
the
seen-
time back in the day.
he's this
seen posters
sleazy.
for it.
He's a sleazy jerk, and he dies, and he basically just comes back. They can basically rub their head and make so people can see them, and he just spends the whole time trying to sexually assault this. these
Where was
chicks.
this on at?
It's on
Amazon
it's on
Prime?
Netflix or Stan. It's on one of the two,
Yeah,
or maybe Amazon Prime.
I think it's Amazon.
It has to be Amazon.
It's
Surely
so
Amazon.
funny.
Stan
Like,
would be peddling such shit, would they?
honestly, it's one of the most problematic, like towards women movies of all time.
It's good to see Amazon Prime scooped it up.
It's worth a look just for a giggle though, because some of the
yeah.
shit they do. He's got this older guy who's like, I guess he's trying to make him his mentor or whatever. And this old guy is a sleazebag. Yeah. Anyway, something else. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Watched that on the plane as well.
How was that?
Just a lot of noise and stuff, really. Yeah, big explosions and giant monsters doing things and people running around underneath them. It's yeah, give it a miss.
Anthony Anderson movie.
Basically, it's like if Anthony Anderson was 1,000,000 feet high, and the whole never mind. Don't watch it. Toy Story 4,
Yeah, I saw that.
very good.
Loved it.
Yeah,
Great.
They can't go wrong with them.
Yeah, they've really.
You guys have probably spoken about that, so I won't do too much more on that. Us, I watched Us.
yeah.
Fucking strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole nothing gets explained.
It didn't work for me.
I haven't
I
seen
really liked it. Just the end of it, sort of.
It makes you feel
kinda
things through it, but you don't know what
Yeah.
why, how, what the fuck. Like, yeah, it's very.
I didn't
strange.
hate it, but I just felt when they finally got to what it was and you actually see it,
Yeah,
I started laughing.
yeah. Yeah, it's just
which
like-
I didn't feel was meant to be what they were hoping for.
Probably not. No. Watched Long Shot, which is the Seth Rogen and
Oh,
Charlize
yeah,
Theron
yeah.
one.
How's that one?
It's pretty bloody good. It's actually funny and pretty like yeah. It's not. I thought it was going to be way more standard rom-commy. Pretty edgy in bits.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. So if you got to watch something,
I'm going to
with,
check that out. I think that's
your
on Netflix. Isn't it?
Significant other. I think it is. Yeah. Yep. Dolomite is my name.
Oh, I wanted
Murphy.
to watch that.
It's
Is that
fucking
good?
brilliant. It's really good. Yeah, it's very
I
cool.
believe Wesley Snipes steals plenty of seeds.
Mate, there's a lot of people in it that have just and there have been parts that are just perfect for them.
Yeah.
It's really cool. You've got to check that out.
Definitely.
Hobbs and Shaw.
How was that?
Exactly. It's basically Godzilla, King of the Monsters, but with those two idiots. Some awesome stuff, but it's just so nonsense now. Like, physics doesn't exist. They can't be hurt. But, you know, Dylan thought it was the greatest thing that ever happened to him. I actually bought it on PSN.
Oh.
So that's going to happen to me over and over again.
Yeah.
And the last thing on my giant list is Atypical Season 3.
Yeah, we're back on
haven't got
that.
to
Still
that
pretty
yet.
cool.
Really good show. Yeah, I like
that, it's really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. So that's it. Enough now.
That's a list.
Matty,
Yeah.
what do you got?
Fuck around.
I watched The Dark Crystal. I watched the whole thing of that. Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. I enjoyed that.
Just because of nostalgia, though, or is it actually good?
That's actually good. My wife walked in a few times and was like, fucking puppets. But I enjoy it. I thought it was a good story. Watched Mindhunter.
Yeah, what'd you think of that?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
quality.
yeah,
I gotta
season
get to
2
that.
was fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
you should. Everyone should
I really
watch
liked it.
Fincher. I got to get to that.
that. Everyone should watch that. I watched,
Especially at how it kind of like threw it out there almost that they possibly were wrong slightly in what they'd done. I love the fact that it touched a bit of that and some of that stuff with the dude wearing the masks. Very untidy.
Yeah.
Very untidy.
but good characters, good stories.
Yeah.
Even the
It's
police
slow
had a lot
burn.
of development, character
It's slow burn
development.
stuff, but it's really, really worth.
Yeah, it's worth the patience. I watched a bucket load of Arrested Development. That show's great. It's so good. I started Howard the Duck for some reason. It didn't last long. That goes pretty good. Black Mirror, I finished that off.
Yeah, what was that like?
Yeah, really good.
That's got some all right episodes, but some shit as well. Is that correct?
Look, I reckon most of it's quality.
They're pretty good. They're just some of them you're like, I don't want to ever see that again, and the other ones you're like, that's cool. I'll watch that.
Yeah.
Some of it just blows your mind though.
Which one was your first one you watched?
It was the first one in season 3. I'm going to say
Okay.
the one with they're living in the computer game.
Yeah.
That was interesting because that's got the guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah, he's good. I love that guy.
My first one was the Prime Minister has to make it
That's
with
so
the pig. I'm like, what have I got myself in for here? Yeah.
I lost it when I saw that. Yeah, really good. I love that show. I watched Vertigo.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah. That's
Good film.
Yeah, entertaining. 12 Monkeys.
The
Go on,
movie
Batman.
or the TV show?
No, the movie.
Yeah, another great movie. That.
I watched 60 Days In, which is
Oh, the
Chucking
guys in
people in
prison.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of. I'm not sure I really
would
like
not
that.
Be doing that.
It's not a good idea.
Insane. I don't know
Yeah.
why you would want to. And just how bored they get and how they get sucked into the rubbish that's going on around them. A lot of them.
But also, mate, this is fucking legitimate.
I don't know if
These
it's because
people
they
could fucking hurt you.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had many. It's like they didn't have many candidates, or if the people they chose just didn't have very good social skills. But some people they chuck in going, "Oh, we don't expect you to last a week." Like they just know it's going to happen. It's just a scare.
Some blokes go in
scare
there
the
going,
audience.
I'm gonna fucking start throwing down, standing up for myself.
Well,
one of the dudes got the
loses
best idea.
No.
One of the dudes loses the plot and starts pretty much putting himself in a position where he's going to get into a fight. Like he's like in general, or they make it look like that anyway.
Yeah.
But it's, the hardest one to watch is one of the young mums. She's got like a 3-month-old at home or something, and her husband was in the first season. He'd gone in, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm going to go in as well," and she was just like falling apart emotionally. Just like, why would you do that?
It's not like a fun run. It's
Yeah,
not like,
yeah.
you've done a fun run, so I'm going
It
to
just
do one.
must be, yeah.
Like-
You watch it and you're like, is she, like, are they that desperate to get some TV exposure?
Do you know
Yeah.
what though?
Well,
I,
famous
some people
now.
are.
Like, she's like a former drug addict and she's put herself
Oh
in
my
prison in a
God.
place where they're actually taking drugs.
But you know what? I saw one where the bloke he'd got himself into solitary for doing something wrong, and they kept interviewing him through the glass, and I wanted this. He says, "Oh yeah, I wanted this," and they come back a few days later, and fuck, he's cackling like the fucking Joker. He's a lunatic. He's in there crapping on about the great. Yeah, this is the best. This is what I wanted. I
He
wanted to
spends
be.
all his money on commissary.
Yeah, and I'm just
hangs
like,
out by himself.
What the fuck is wrong with
Completely
you?
defeating the purpose of the whole show.
But you know, that shit plays with your mind, mate.
Yeah. It's really interesting when one of them leaves, they just go straight away. Everyone's like, she was a rat. Like they all knew straight away that she was a mole.
Yeah.
It's all the same sort of people in there. Like,
Yeah.
society's
else you got,
got
mate?
something wrong. Yeah, I watched Rambo 4.
Rambo 4.
Yeah,
Lucky you.
you'd like that.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that's Rambo 4's
Is
alright.
that which one's? This is the one where he's captain. The captain.
Yeah, and he's snake
Snake
charming in
yeah.
Burma. Is that the one you
Yeah.
went? So that one's all right.
Good.
was okay.
You didn't see Last
Oh,
Blood, did you?
Don't ever watch Last Blood.
No, fuck you. You've got to go and see it.
I saw Tall Girl. That was rubbish.
Yeah, that looks so painful.
Isn't she like 5'9"?
She's 5'11".
Like,
She's 6'1", yeah, 6'1".
Like, fuck.
That's not that tall.
Yeah.
Like,
I was watching it just going, this is weird. That
well, she's not Georgie Murasan. Like, you're not a freak. You're just
I mean,
moderately
the
above
majority
average.
of WNBA players are
she wouldn't be the
6'1", aren't they?
Wouldn't
No,
be the
like
tallest
above,
person on the
yeah.
basketball team. She's not even.
Nah.
Yeah. She wouldn't have trouble.
But the
making
show,
friends.
like, I watched, like, you know, you get the Netflix,
Yeah.
like, I'm like,
What's
oh, no,
this?
thanks.
Yeah.
Netflix.
Hard
Stop,
pass.
please.
that was
You're not fighting
Team.
Disney with this shit, are you?
And then the last one I watched was Flowers, which is like it's an English sort of comedy, but it's also like a really dark comedy. So it's like this family that's struggling. The main character's struggling with mental illness.
Sounds right up our alley.
Yeah, well, it's weird. It's like the
Adam
first
goes down
season
to
is
wormholes.
solid. The first season is just really good watching.
Yeah.
Second season sort of descends into a little bit of like artistic representation of the mental illness, but it was
Madness? Is that where it goes?
yeah. Well, there's just they create some tension because one of the mental character, the daughter, is like sort of exhibiting some of the mental illness signs, and they put her alone with a kid. And you're just like, oh, what's going to happen? You just don't know what's... And then, like, you see her on a motorbike and you're just like, oh, what's going on? It's like, there's a lot going on.
Right.
But really, that was entertaining. I watched that and really thoroughly enjoyed it.
Right.
Flowers.
Flowers.
Yeah. The main guy is one of the guys from Mighty Boosh, one of the comedians from that.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I haven't
Really?
seen that either.
Ah, well, you're missing out.
You've lost us.
Yeah.
We'll have to look that up. Mighty
All right.
Bush.
That's everything, mate.
Yeah,
look,
probably.
I had
There's
nothing.
probably more in there. I don't know.
I had 0. Jared,
Love Island doesn't
what'd you
count,
got?
does it?
I Love Island. Continue.
No, it doesn't count. Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah.
No, I was napping on the
Everybody's-
couch the other
everybody
night
on
and
that
I
show's
woke
so
up and
right.
it was on.
Everybody on that show's so ingenuine.
Pretty good.
Oh, dear. So,
What do you got,
My list was pretty short too.
Yeah.
Batman Beyond Blu-ray set arrived from Amazon, so Jared was happy. My son has been absolutely smashing it. He loves it, so it's been a good little bonding thing, getting through some of that together, which was good. I watched Blinded by the Light.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
The boss.
Look, decent sort of coming-of-age story, but with the boss going every 2 minutes, I was like a pig in shit. It was just fantastic. Loved it. I saw Escape Room.
Oh, escape room, not escape plan.
No, not Escape
3.
Room. 3, that's still there. It's on the pile.
And not Panic Room? Different thing again?
Different thing again. Escape Room.
What was it like?
It's pretty bad. The idea itself isn't so bad, but it's essentially been done by Saw. So what they're pulling out really hinges on how strong their kind of story is and how much you want to invest in the characters and whatnot, and you just don't. So, yeah. And I mean, some of the stuff that they're pulling is just laughably, like, it's impossible. You reckon bloody Jigsaw was hard up to try and get some of his traps organised? Wait till you see what these fuckers organise. It's, pretty ridiculous.
I saw Cube as well.
Oh, yeah. That showed
Impossible.
up on Amazon as well.
Impossible
Yeah.
traps.
Yeah, I remember liking that, watching that when I was younger and liking it, but the whole way I was like, this is really weird. It is very weird. So I started season 2 of Castle Rock. Really liking it. You spend a bit of time with Annie Wilkes, which is really good because, what's her name? Lizzie Kaplan is doing a really good job. I think she manages to kind of find some of that Kathy Bates, but she's obviously a pretty accomplished actor in her own right. She's doing a pretty good job with it. But it's pretty slow to sort of build up what's going on. Last season was similar, but I felt like you were sort of getting a bit more. So I'm sort of onto the 4th episode and you're still really kind of going along very slowly. We've started to work in a bit of Salem's Lot.
That's cool.
So, but yeah, I'm just loving it. The fact that they went from the first one, which was involving some sort of peripheral Stephen King characters, to this season taking, Annie Wilkes and then Ace Merrill's in there for a little bit. So you're taking them from like the big properties now and some bigger characters. It's really, I'm in, of course, with that.
So
stuff,
do you think Stephen's now financially sound?
Stephen's struggling. Yeah, he's struggling. He's
He
just
sold it
about
for $1.
Yeah, he's just about on the breadline. So
Got $12
This
to rub
dickhead
together.
sent me a fucking text message. He's going, I saw some sort of I think it was a trailer for one of the new Stephen King one, Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's good to see Stephen will be making some money. He obviously needs it.
yeah,
I'm like, are
Stephen's
you
hurting.
fucking joking?
well, obviously, he won't be making money. He might be heading down to the bank looking for a loan.
No, he's quickly
Stephen still gets his cut.
I guarantee you he's distancing himself from this one.
Speaking of, I watched that. I watched Dr. Sleep as well. It's all right. It's really hard. It's going to be really hard to live up to The Shining. And then, of course,
Really?
he tries to
Are
do
you
this
guys big
thing.
fans of The Shining?
I don't love
I'm
The
not.
Shining.
No,
I don't love
it's a
The
good
Shining.
movie, but it's not
Well made,
great.
But it's still going to be
It's
really
iconic,
hard to live up
that's
to the... Yeah, well, that's exactly right. The iconic imagery and the fact that people are still kind of crapping on about that it was about the moon landing and things like that.
What?
I haven't heard that one.
What?
seen
So
Room 237?
a bloke dressed as a fucking
You haven't seen
dog
Room
getting a
237?
blowjob has got something to do with the movie.
Well, if you haven't watched Room 237, you got to watch that because it goes through 4 people's theories about what the movie's about, and one of them's credible. The rest of them are a bit
out there?
out there. I think he does pretty well. I think it's another one in Mike Flanagan's list of this guy's really good, and he's knocked up another solid 7 out of 10.
But he can't
Maybe not even a
stretch.
7
He
out of
can't
10, but he
stretch
just
to the
can't-
next stage.
He just hasn't got a real gem on the resume. So, I loved Haunting of Hill House, but even that was kind of just a little bit under. I mean, he's got it. He's trying to tie in because obviously Stephen fucking hates The Shining movie.
Yeah.
So he's trying to do the Dr. Sleep book, which purposely distances itself from The Shining movie, and the Shining movie and
yeah,
try to do it together. So I think he does a pretty good job. I was kind of invested. Like, it's lengthy, bit sluggish at times. Ewan McGregor's really good. Cliff Curtis playing another man of from parts unknown.
He's in Hobbs and Shaw playing a dude from like Tonga or
American Samoa. Is he?
Yeah, Samoa. Yeah, sorry. I was saying it rightly. This guy's dead set played 76 different ethnicities.
Yeah. He's a chameleon.
He's everything.
He is, mate. He is. He certainly is, Cliff.
And the last one was 47 metres down, uncaged.
Oh no! I saw the trailer and just started laughing.
How is Sylvester Stallone's daughter? She's in that.
Which one is it? Sylvia or the other one?
I don't know.
Her character is a fucking pain in the ass. Like, really, it's just one of those characters that just makes poor decisions consistently throughout the movie.
And whinges about the consequences.
Yeah. So,
What's the movie like?
it was okay. I didn't hate it, but
Really? That's just way above where I thought it would be.
it's just vanilla. It's just plain.
Did you see the first one?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I liked the first
Yeah,
one.
the first one was
I liked
alright.
the first one. Not again, didn't love it, but it was serviceable. I'd probably watch it again if I was hard up one day. It was between it and The Last Shark. I'd probably pick 47 metres down.
Well, if Escape Plan 3's skipping in your Blu-ray buyer, you pull out something like that.
But yeah, it's just bland, and you kind of see the beats coming, you see what's going on.
Are they prehistoric like cave sharks? Is that the premise?
No, well, they've been stuck down there for a while, and they've gone. It's kind of like The Descent underwater.
Oh, really?
What?
Okay.
They don't rely on their sight anymore.
That Descent fucking scared the shit out of me back in the day.
This one won't. It's like it's basically just like they've lost the vision, but their other senses are heightened. So, I mean, that was okay. That idea was okay, but then essentially they're just fucking sharks again.
Yeah.
And then they do things that you've seen in every other movie to do with, I mean, A Quiet Place and Last of Us, and using noise. You see them do things like that, but just not as creative. And then the ending it just keeps going. Like, there's about 47 twists. So I couldn't tell you to rush.
You can't recommend?
No, but it was only taking into account credits, it was 85 minutes, so I was pretty bloody happy with that.
God.
That's tight.
I was
That's
in and out
perfect.
there pretty quick.
That's
In
perfect.
and out like a fiddler's elbow, as they say.
Jesus. Do they?
Is it like RoboCop 2? Is it a contortionist fiddler, or is it just a general fiddler?
Just as standard.
Run of the mill.
Yeah, run of the mill.
Okay.
Stop. Let's stop. Continue.
We're getting delirious.
Yeah, it's going to go off in the weird directions, isn't it? I'd say. Anything else, mate?
No, that was it.
That was it. All right. Let's take a break. Here's a trailer for 2004's Collateral.
You know, if you just listened to me, we'd be all bogged down in traffic right now, and you would have made yourself an extra $5.
Yeah, when you keep that $5, buy you something special.
Thanks, Max.
Hey, come on, I'll take it. I got 5 stops to make.
What's your name?
Max.
Max. I'm Vincent.
I'll meet you in the alley behind the building.
Oh no! What the hell?
You killed him.
Red light, Max.
Hold on.
Man, you were gonna drive me around tonight and never be the wiser, but we're in plan B. Now we gotta make the best of it. Improvise, adapt to the environment. Whatever, man, we gotta roll with it.
You just met him once and you kill him like that?
But I should only kill people after I get to know them?
I'm not up for this.
What are you gonna do about it?
There's a man named Vincent.
I got another DOA.
He's already killed witnesses. He's coming to kill you.
Max! I do this for a living!
What's going? What's my work? Gotta roll with it.
Collateral from 2004, directed by Michael Mann, who gave us Manhunter and Last of the Mohicans. It's produced by Michael Mann and Julie Richardson, who produced The Collector. Written by Aussie Stuart Beattie, who wrote Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl.
Oh.
Stars Tom Cruise as Vincent, Jamie Foxx as Max, Jada Pinkett Smith as Annie, and Mark Ruffalo as Fanning. The budget is $65 million, and the box office is $217 million worldwide.
Yes. Good job, humans.
Michael Mann sort of stated that Vincent was a man who was supposed to be able to get in and out of anywhere without anybody recognising or remembering him. So, to prepare for this, Cruise actually made FedEx deliveries in a crowded Los Angeles market without anyone recognising him.
With that wig?
Yeah, with the wig, the wig and beard, and his dyed eyebrows.
Yeah, he looked totally different. I think it might be on the DVD extras. They actually show him doing it.
Yeah.
All right, Jared, thoughts?
Yeah, she's pretty solid, this one. I was sort of going between a 3.5 and a 4. I reckon probably a 4. Really enjoyed it. I don't think I could sum it up better than what I read in a review, and it was by Roger Ebert. He said, action gains a lot when it happens to convincing individuals instead of off-the-shelf action figures. And I'm like, yeah, that pretty much sums this whole movie up. Because at the end of the day, what goes down is a pretty niftily written action movie without really, knocking your socks off.
No, there's no mass explosions or anything like that.
Yeah, but it's just the back and forth between the characters and two excellent performances that keep it... keep you involved the whole way and keep you invested in the characters. A couple of the things that go on are a little, they're a little bit iffy, but it's all papered over because the two guys are just so compelling to watch when they're on the screen together. The action sequences when they come out are pretty good. You kind of buy Cruise as the man that can just get it done. Just goes in there and gets the job done. And the cast is just rock solid, top to bottom. Like the guys that are in there for 5 minutes are quality actors that have had good careers, just showing up. Like bloody Mark Ruffalo's not in it for long. Peter Berg,
he's only in it for like 2 minutes. Peter Berg,
Javier Bardem shows up for 5 minutes,
with a massive tan.
So it's pretty solid. It goes off the track a bunch of times. Like you go off the plot to have a conversation for 10 minutes, but you don't really care because they're so interesting. So I'm probably a 4.
Yep.
I was 4, verging on 5, 4.5 for this one. I'll settle on a 4, but it's a high 4. I really like it. And as you said, like there's just very little wrong with it. I found myself just watching, and I'd forget to write stuff down, and I almost had no dislikes, which is a pretty good sign. It's not the greatest movie you've ever seen, but if you had to watch this, 10 times in a day, you'd definitely not be upset. The performances are good, and like you said, Jared, it's just believable. If Roger Ebert likes it, that doesn't necessarily mean it's good, but it means it's not bad. So I settled on 4, but it's a high 4.
I always just end up reading his reviews because they're kind of funny. Sometimes when he hates the movie, he just tees off.
They're really well written.
They are well
Actually
written.
really well written.
Yeah.
Eddie?
I enjoyed this one. It goes in and out of being different sorts of films. It starts off as a conversational movie, and then you get a little bit of action, and you get a little bit of a thriller about it. It turns into a bit of like Vertigo, a bit of Rear Window, and then just finishes off with a bit of a shootout, and entertaining the whole way through and easy to watch. So I was pretty happy with it. I'm happy with a 4 too.
Cool. I'm going 4.5.
Oh, good on you, mate.
Oh, absolutely love this movie. I think it's really, really, really well done. Michael Mann, as we said, he can be a bit hit and miss. I mean, see Miami Vice. But in this, he makes LA kind of like another character.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love the way you've got these two actors who are playing against type, but their strengths of what they do best are actually interweaved into the characters, which is fantastic, and the two of them just nail it. Like some of those conversations, as you say, I wasn't writing things down because I was just concentrating on what was going on. I've got very few dislikes, so 4.5, real solid. All right, well, straight up with the likes, the acting is outstanding.
Yeah.
Like, outstanding. Cruise is, again, playing against type, but that charm and shit is perfect for what Vincent is supposed to be. As he basically just kind of talks him into it.
Yeah.
And then even when the shit hits the fan, he's still fucking talking him into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and then Jamie
He's just
Foxx.
controlling it the whole way.
Yeah.
It's just, as you said, like, Cruz should play a bad guy more if they're roles like this, because he was fucking fantastic.
You promised not to tell anyone. In the car.
That's right.
That's such a good line.
Just let me go, you know. I won't
As long as you
tell
cross your fingers. No, mate. Come on.
But he's just so, he's got to have the charm because he's got to sort of control the situation. He gets into the cab and you just think, you know, suave businessman type, like, as you said, can get in and out of places unnoticed.
It's just evil Ethan Hunt. That's why it works.
Pretty much, yeah. So
They give him enough stuff to build up his character, and you start to sort of like him, and then he'll just twist it. He'll shoot someone that
And they throw a little bit of
They
throw a little bit of bait and switch. There's one sequence in particular where he's talking about how he killed his father.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
You know, and
He
you're not
died of heart liver
sure,
disease.
are you joking
Yeah.
or not?
Yeah.
Because the look on his face is kind of like, he's not joking.
Yeah.
But at the start, you can see he's getting him on his side, and then when the shit hits the fan, he's still doing it. But Fox really kind of knows I can't be on his side, and is looking for any escape. But he's still engaging in the conversations and spilling the beans on things, and Fox just challenging Jamie Foxx the whole way.
Yeah, and Fox is equally as good because his strength is the humour and the, you know.
Yeah.
And the shock as well when he sees something, he's just like, "What just happened?" You're like,
No wonder the body first falls on the car. That's brilliant. That sequence.
Pre-Electro Jamie Foxx.
Oh,
yeah.
Before he destroyed.
I can never forgive him for that. I can never forgive him for that.
I don't think too many can.
No.
But he still uses a bit of that humour to the right effect, especially in the stuff back and forth between him and Jada Pinkett.
Yeah.
That really works because he plays a little bit of that humour, but it's muted. It's not the usual Jamie Foxx.
It's just a charming cab driver.
Yeah.
Who's pretty witty and smart.
Yeah, and it gives you all, it gives you all you need to know. It gives you that he's good at his job, that he's got plans, but he doesn't really have plans.
He's more than a taxi driver.
He's got this whole vision, but he's been doing the cab driving for 12 years, so you know he's not going anywhere. Like, you get all that just from the back and forth conversation, you know.
And and there's those opening sequences that I think are really nice that sort of showcases he cleans his cab thoroughly, he makes sure everything's set and in place. You know, he knows his routes. Even when he decides to have the bet with Jada Pinkett, you know, he knows where he's going, he knows how to handle it. He's been around. Yes, he's got plans, but he's good at his job no matter what.
Everything he does.
And that's all set up in about 10 minutes, you know. You just get the sense of where he's at the cab place and he's starting up. And I think that's all great stuff. I would actually say that this would be my favourite Cruise performance. Because I think he's just, it's totally off the it's not his style at all.
Just nudging out the mummy, I'd assume.
Yeah, the mummy's close. Although I must admit, in all seriousness, I also liked his performance in Magnolia. Did anyone see that?
Yes, he's actually, I do too.
Yeah, respect the cock and tone the cock. Brilliant.
Classic. I don't know, I think my favourite Tom, and this might be like a bit of
Top Gun?
sacrilege. No.
Have we medalled him yet?
Huh?
No, we haven't medalled Tom.
We'll have to get to that. No,
he would be right up there, I'd reckon.
Live, Die, Repeat, or fucking Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow, yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, it's very
Love
good.
that movie. Yeah, I don't know. What would be better than this?
Jerry Maguire.
I'd have Jerry Maguire before this.
Yeah, he's very good in Jerry Maguire.
I think I prefer this.
He's also had had stuff like A Few Good Men, and he's done some good.
He's very, very good in A Few Good Men as well. Yeah, look, he's going to have a very good
Rain Man.
Rain Man.
Yeah.
His medal round's going to be interesting because he's got a lot of good stuff there.
Yeah, that's true.
As I said before, I think the film is directed really, really well. Yeah. Really fluid camera work, really nice location
a lot of different
work.
technique stuff too, though. Yeah. Like the way he shoots, like there's some up close gritty stuff. There's some up close facial stuff where it's like making you like you can see that Jamie Foxx is thinking about his life at the first stuff, and
a lot of helicopters over the
city. And like just real great.
And I just love the fact that the city becomes part of it.
Yeah.
Like it's really well integrated into it. Like you don't sort of miss the fact that we're in LA.
The movie takes its time and it helps you get into it. Like I feel like some of the other ones, like the cigar one, it just goes straight into this is the character, this is what's going to happen, and this one sort of takes its time and lets you feel your way through.
Are you saying Andrei Bartkowiak is not Michael Mann?
As subtle?
How dare you?
He's close. He's just one
rung down the ladder.
You mentioned all the as LA being a character in the. Like Tom Cruise's reaction to LA is just like, I hate this place, to be honest. I'll get out of here as quick as I can.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Their reactions are all different.
Statham cameo?
Yes.
Loved it.
Yeah. He looks a bit portly, actually.
Yeah.
He might be between real films. Leaves will go a bit on the pizzas.
Yeah, Statham only turned up for the fucking for the food.
He's not chiseled Statham like Italian jobs sort of circa, but
done with
round
Where's
face
craft
Statham.
services?
Donut, thanks.
Yeah. Now, Michael, if I do this cameo, can I still eat at the craft services table? Yeah, you can. All right.
The cruiser, you mentioned like the being able to go in and out of rooms without being noticed. I think the grey hair thing is a good choice because it makes you look less. It sort of makes him look sinister but less threatening in a way. Like you look more generic.
Yeah.
The sunglasses were the only mistake I'd say because they made you look like Agent Smith from The Matrix.
Yeah.
But his character otherwise, like he merges into crowds and there's just no reason you'd think he's some killing machine. So
yeah.
But him with grey hair, like you just never see Cruise do that.
Yeah.
It's classic, like
but
ugly
the classic nice suit, nice shoes.
It hasn't aged well, that suit.
The suit, the grey wool.
But you know what I mean, like that's a businessman.
Yeah,
it's not a hitman.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like you're not expecting that this person's going to rock up.
It's not a black suit with a white shirt,
people.
a red tie, and a barcode on the back of his head.
Exactly.
That's what you're saying.
That's right.
Got it.
He was very formal.
Yeah, but as I said, I just love that scene where he actually talks him into it. You know, pulls out the cash, says basically
his cash flick is a great sound effect too. I was like, oh,
and
is that what money does?
like he's basically
crisp.
He's pushing towards his. You know, I know you want this.
Yeah.
Basically,
I
you got plans. You need money. Here's 600 bills to take me around.
Yeah.
And he just kind of just says, oh, yeah, I'm in town for a business meeting. I've got to make 5 stops. Sounds all innocuous. You know, and then boom, bloke falls out the
innocuous
fucking
after
window.
the first stop.
Yeah, the bloke falls out the fucking window, and then out comes Cruise, and it's like, did you kill him? I don't know, the fall, the bullets.
The bullets in the fall.
Yeah, like
I shot him,
and you just realise, oh shit, you know, this has really gone pear shaped.
Yeah. While we're talking about people's appearances, just want to have a quick nod to Mark Ruffalo's Hispanic turn.
Brilliant.
Clearly for his undercover role, but I forgot that he was in this until he turned up. I'm like, is Mark Ruffalo like a Mexican gangbanger in this? And then he obviously turns out to be like a cop that's undercover, which is great. But just the slick back hair,
I know,
the little
it looks
mustache
ridiculous.
and it's like, this is just... Come on.
It's not alright.
You could tell from the 2 seconds of him poking his head in the door asking if the bloke's there.
Yeah.
If he's going undercover, you're like, this guy's not what he says he is.
Yeah.
My
The
sister
moment he gets out.
hates Mark Ruffalo with a passion. She's like,
Really?
his face, his voice.
What?
Has she
I
seen
love
Now You
the
See Me
bloke.
Too? He's brilliant.
I love the bloke. I'm a huge fan of his.
Yeah.
But yeah, the moment he walks up to a Latin gang, nah, you're a cop.
essay. Like, no, mate, shut up. Shut him out.
Oh god.
I do like that him and Peter Berg are basically filling in the backstory though.
Yeah.
Like they kind you're putting some things together from when Cruise and Foxx are doing what they need to do. Well, what Cruise needs to do, but when they're filling in the little pieces, it just kind of allows their conversations to continue on this little path of they're just happening in the cab without kind of spilling exposition and stuff like that. They don't really do it. They don't really...
Ruffalo and Berg's characters kind of fill the gaps enough so you don't have to have all that shit, do you?
Yeah.
Between the two mains. And it really works because they only cut away to Ruffalo and Peter Berg a couple of times. Like, it's not a heap.
Yeah.
It's not a heap. It's just... And they're only for short little
just
pieces.
quick bursts of...
So that is really, really well done because normally you'd be fucking spewing exposition left and right.
And they
from your
kind
main
of
characters.
give
File scenes.
They kind of give some names. Like Vincent will say one name. Or you're going to see what's his name. Tell him Vincent's here. He's asking for one name basically, and then before he gets there, you got Berg and Ruffalo saying, "Oh, this was one of so and so's men." Then you start to think, "Oh, okay, so he's one of the henchmen of whoever he's going to talk to."
Felix, yeah.
He's running the show. He's getting people knocked off. You know, so yeah, it really works that way because it doesn't. Yeah, as we said, it doesn't mean that those two have to stop what they're saying and stop what they're doing to just kind of spew this unnatural kind of exposition that some movies have to. You know, some movies don't do it very well. Yeah,
they expect that they kind of add that they feel there's a need for it.
Yeah,
and these guys have nicely worked out how to get around it.
Yeah, and they do it with things like they go and chat to Bruce McGill. Obviously, we did the Bruce McGill double because we're such big fans of him here. But
of course,
that was so funny.
He's a possible Hall of Fame candidate.
They talk to him, and he doesn't know them, so they have to go back and forth to explain who they are and what they're doing here. And then it's like, yeah, well, you would have to do that if you didn't know this guy. You would have to explain what's going on.
Yeah.
And so that's why the exposition's coming out. Like, it all works quite well.
There are a number of those lines after we finally realise that Vincent's a hitman, and they're quite humorous. Like he's in the back seat, especially his rant about Rwanda.
Yeah.
He starts going,
I kill one fat pleb.
And you start crying about it.
Yeah.
Like people are getting killed in Rwanda hand over fist.
It starts going on about how we're just a speck of dust.
In 1,000 universes.
I really like that, and I really love the stuff on the radio to the poor bastard back at the cab rank who is just copying it.
Yeah.
He's told to get fucked the whole time.
Yeah, but he's a prick of a bloke. He deserved it, clearly.
Who says, "Oh, I was in a not fault accident," and it's coming out of your pay?
Yeah.
That's not how that works, buddy. No thanks.
There's good few bits of comedy in there as well. When he's talking to Javier about him, and he's like, "Give you a 35% discount."
That's pretty good.
Well, yeah, he definitely finds out about that later and probably comes after him. But
yeah, I really like the bit where they get pulled over and the corpse is in the boot.
Yeah, the good tension.
And the thing is, you don't know which way it's going to go.
Yeah.
Are the cops going to find the body and arrest him, or is Vincent just going to fucking cut loose?
Oh no! If they found the body, he murders everybody.
Because he's there going, if they open the boot, you know what's going to happen.
You don't have enough space in that boot.
And I'm thinking, fuck, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I really like that. It's tense. It's really well directed, and then the way that they get out of it seems somewhat coppable. You know, the cops get a
better call,
187 or a murder call, and then go fuck.
Don't they get the call to the body?
Yeah, to the death.
I thought it was to the body that Vincent left there.
Yeah.
Or not the
death
not
of
the body that he left, but
the one whether we came out of the window.
Yeah, I was thinking. I don't know why. Maybe I just missed, but I was just.
I think it is a call back to
his apartment or something.
Yeah, because aren't they the same cops then that go canvassing? Because he comes down and goes, "Oh, someone's the lady with the thick glasses. Isn't that the black cop that pulled him over?"
I can't even remember. I might have just made that up.
And Peter Berg goes, "Go and keep knocking." Then, like that's not solid enough.
Yeah.
The jazz club stuff, I really like that because it once again it makes Vincent feel like he talks about how he loves jazz and he's listening intently to this story about Miles
it makes
Davis.
the world feel lived in more.
And
you kind of get it, you kind of know what's coming, but then the way that he drops it when the guy tells the story about Miles Davis and says, what it was like, and then he says, "Is that like?" Drops it. I can't remember.
No, he says, "I can't wait to tell so and so about this," and then go, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
he says something about the Catalina and Carter, whatever he's talking about,
and then
the guy goes,
and he's kind of like, and essentially, you're a fucking dead man.
Yeah,
and I really, it just changes suddenly, and the feel and tone of the scene just changes on a fucking dime. Like the moment he says it.
Well, the guy's facial expression, he's going to have a sip of his tequila or whatever they're drinking, and then he just pauses and you're like, "Oh, that's gone poorly for you, obviously." This is bad news.
I also thought that scene where he actually sends Max in to act as him, and how Max kind of uses what he's already heard to play the scene out, to give it a bit of a touch of, I'm a badass,
he builds the confidence throughout that scene too.
Yeah, and it should showcase.
So being himself is not going to pan out for him, so he's got to pretend to be Vincent.
And he kind of shows a bit of toughness and stuff like that. And I really like that. It kind of adds that he's been listening. He's been, he's, even though he's desperately trying to think of a way out, he's actually listening to the bloke and he's taking some of it in.
But even how he says, like, "Oh, in 6 years, have I ever let you down?" Something, and it's just because he just asked him, like, how long he'd been working for these guys in case they ask me. He sort of builds it all into his own backstory.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought that was a really cool scene. And Foxx plays it really well.
Yeah. So does Bardem too. He just plays a bad dude so perfectly.
Yeah. The shootout in the club, it's pretty tight. It's not a huge action set piece or anything like that. But the thing I liked about it is, it's kind of set in that whole nightclub type of setup, so there's all the pumping music and everything and the lights and everything going on. So it gives it that kind of cool look. And then I really like the fact that Foxx finally finds Mark Ruffalo and you feel like he's out of danger, and then bang, 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 he's just shot.
How does he get outside first though? Because the old mate grabs him and they're leaving, and then you see Cruz slide into the crowd, and he's clearly behind him, and then he's in the taxi outside already when they walk out the door.
I don't know.
He's pretty slick.
Yeah, but I think it's cool because it's kind of like I'm out of here. I've finally got away from him.
That relief.
And then suddenly, nah.
Yeah, you see that in horror movies a lot too. What was the one we watched where the family was at the caravan park? And the girl gets the strangers. Yeah.
I didn't watch that.
The sequel. Yeah, we know what you did. But when the chick's there, the cop's there, and she's like, "Oh, we'll get out of here." And then I'm like, that's the exact same.
They do use it a lot in that.
Cruz was really good in that nightclub scene too, with the hand-to-hand stuff. Like, just cutting a swathe through everybody.
I
just
love it.
brutal. The side knee
He's
kick
just
and
kicking
snapping dudes' necks and shit. You're like, wow, this guy's fucking serious.
Jada Pinkett Smith. Did you guys have any opinion on it?
She was there.
I thought she was alright.
She's serviceable.
Yeah, she does exactly what she's required for.
I think this is as much as I've liked her in a movie since Demon Knight.
Demon Knight.
Wow.
I liked her in it, but I was like, I got a massive laugh when he actually calls her and she's like, I know I gave you my number, but what the fuck are you calling me for?
It's like a strange time to be calling me.
Yeah, it's like 11 o'clock at night or midnight or whatever it is.
Yeah, what are you expecting? Basically.
The only problem with her is that, like, when you see her and then she's gone, you're like, well, she's coming back. Like,
you kind of knew she was coming back.
And you know she's a lawyer, and this is later on, but
yeah, true. You're right.
She's fine.
But the twist, like, I liked it because the pieces were all there. I kind of knew
it's not a twist though.
Yeah,
it's just a story development.
But I didn't, when they did it, I was just like, oh shit, I should have seen that coming, but I didn't. I was too.
Well, she's the prosecutor, and all these people are getting killed to go into court.
I know, but they did such a good job of sort of just having the conversation flow that when she mentions it, her job kind of seems incidental to the conversation. It's not like it's a flashing red light.
And in a way, they
felt like she should come back, as you said. And when it happened, I was like, wow, I should have seen that.
Yeah.
But I just didn't.
Oh.
Like,
I think part of it is too that they spend that time between the two of them creating like almost a romantic kind of feeling. And
almost.
Well,
she clearly thought, there might be something here.
She clearly is interested in him. And they spend that time building all that up. That, okay, you probably knew she was coming back, but yeah, like you, Jared, I thought that was fine. Like I think the way that conversation flowed, it didn't matter. Like, it didn't matter that comes back later, and I didn't.
It wasn't bad. It was just.
But it just worked because of the way the two actors.
It is better if you don't see the twist coming, and I didn't. But as you said, all the information was there to.
It wasn't the sixth
connect the dots.
No.
That sequence though, where he does call her, the tension in the high rise, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
When he's calling from across the thing,
and it's in the dark,
see him in the windows, and
that's cool.
Then she gets in the dark, and
that stuff is really tense and really well handled.
Yeah.
It only lasts for a few minutes.
Yeah.
But once again, this film kind of knows to move at the right times. It doesn't waste its time bogged down in making things too sort of complex or any of that sort of shit.
Yeah.
I really like the stuff before that where Jamie Foxx finally kind of cracks it and drives the car at 100 miles an hour and crashes it. I thought those things were cool because he kind of thinks once again he's getting out. But there's a body in the boot too.
Yeah. Well, that, but also then he sees that it's Annie that's the next hit, and he's like, shit.
So it all sort of comes together.
I've got to sort this out.
Yeah.
I met her once. I think there was a spark.
And she's pretty hot. The train sequence then is my other major big like. That whole just do we get on or get off the train?
Yeah. And they're both looking at each other across.
Yeah, and that's after, like, he shoots him in the neck. Like, I feel like Tom's probably a bit more worse for wear.
Yeah.
Like, there's some major shit in your neck.
Yeah.
But that's like the chase scene. How he knows they didn't go out the front and knows that they went to that train and stuff. He feels a little bit like the Terminator at the end, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
But he's good at his job. He's very good at his job.
It's not in a bad way. It's just like...
I think his name's Steven Seagal.
It's not that bad. Come on. It just feels a little bit T-1000-y where he's just sprinting and jumping onto the back of trains and things.
And it's like, I'm hit.
And speaking of things that are going to come back, the train line earlier, you kind of knew that was sort of coming back a little bit as soon as they got near a train. But
I actually like the way that happens, though. They just fire wild, like Foxx just fires wildly.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like
I'm a gun at this.
Yeah, I'm a gun at this.
Yeah.
I'm just firing wildly.
This is my last.
Cruz is aiming.
Yeah.
But it just happens to be that the shots from Foxx get through first and kill him.
Yeah. Yep.
And I love that because that's feels real.
Well, that's what you do. Like they're out of fucking options. They can't go anywhere else. He's going to kill both of them at that point.
And
you might as well shoot
I have
him a
no
shot.
fucking gun skills.
No.
I'm just fucking firing the thing and
He
hoping
comes
it
to let
works.
at you.
I like too that they finish after that's all kind of done. They have this shot sort of down the train of Cruz, and you look at it and you're like, he's wearing colours that kind of blend into the train. He looks just like people I've seen when I've caught the train in, to work and things like that. He just looks like someone who's fallen asleep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he would be on there for 6 days or whatever he said,
well,
just going in a loop before anyone noticed.
6 hours.
On that one. It's just I like that they actually showed that shot, and you're like, yeah, you can see that. You can totally see it.
Ridiculous as it was, I felt like when he was caught on the back of the train, I just thought back to Big Trouble in Little China with the monster on the back of the truck. So it was out of nowhere. I liked it.
I'm out of likes.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah.
Any others?
Nope.
All right, dislikes.
Very
I only
sweet.
had like 2. The junkies trying to rob him.
Yeah.
I just kind of felt that was kind of stupid. Not stupid, but he's
kind of cliched.
You just happen to get the fucking biggest dickheads you can find.
Yeah. You always get the attention of the biggest fuckwits in the city.
I reckon it would have been actually hit a bit harder if it was a couple of innocent people that then Cruz just came out of the fucking house.
And you know what? It allowed Cruz to come out and be like, hey, that's my shit or whatever, and then just fucking nail those blokes, you go, fucking, you deserve that, you piece of shit.
True.
If they were innocent, you're kind of out on Vincent properly.
Yeah, you're right. Because you still kind of feel like he's kind of cool.
Yeah. He's always cool.
You're going back and forth with him as much as even after Jamie Foxx is going to die if he stays with him the whole time, you're still getting caught up with the charm and the conversation.
Come on, Jamie, just go for a drive.
Yeah, I'm saying, give me another 100 and I'm back in.
I had.
I'll cold chop up the body for you.
And I'll stay quiet.
I am one of the biggest Audio Slave fans. They're one of my favourite bands.
Yeah.
But that the Like a Stone interlude is so out of place.
Yeah, it seems a bit weird.
They start playing a song and they just go back and forth between the two characters. Nothing's really happening, and they pretty much just play the song.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the score really didn't have any of that.
No, I wasn't really sure what that was for.
Started out with the Roots.
Well,
that was
but
the best.
That was cool. But I love both those. But just and I love Chris Cornell. But in the movie, it's just you can't even hear people talking. There's no sound effects. It's just the song over the movie, and then it sort of cuts back in, and you're listening to that old cop. What was his name?
Bruce McGill.
Bruce McGill. He sort of cuts back in for a bit, and then it comes back up again, and then you're straight into the nightclub scene with a just generic early 2000s nightclub music. Yeah.
We were all doing Big Fish, Little Fish, Small Fish box there, weren't we?
Yeah, like I said, I love that song, but it just didn't fit the movie. It felt weird.
My only other one was, I'm not really quite sure what he was trying to achieve by stealing his bag and then, without possibly being shot.
And how did he not get shot for that?
You run off, you take the bag, you throw it,
Yeah.
and he's right there. Do you really think that he might not kill you? Like, do you really think that possibly he might just pull a gun and blow your head off?
Yeah.
Or that if he's that good at his job, didn't have a
Probably have a backup. Yeah. Or just knows where he's going. He's probably read the files already.
Might have memorised certain parts of it.
So that kind of felt a little bit like it was kind of unnecessary.
Yeah.
I actually think that the going to see his mother was kind of a cool little wrinkle, you know. Like it was kind of like, you're stuck with me, so we're going to see my
I
mum.
loved this bit about buying the flowers.
Yeah.
So he's giving him shit for not buying the flowers.
She carried you for 9 months.
But then he's like, I'm going to be 2 steps behind you, being conspicuous, but I'm wearing sunglasses in the middle of the hospital in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I also bright in there.
I also feel like if Vincent's chasing me and I've got that much of a head start, he is not catching me. I don't care how fat I am.
2.5 minute case. Yeah, but the problem is Cruz looks like he can run 2.5 a K.
Yeah, but we're in LA. I'm going to turn some corners, run
That's
some
the thing.
alleys.
He runs out over this fucking massive bridge. This is a straight line. He'll never see me. Like, just do some jinx. Go down some alleyways.
He's in the dark.
Yeah.
You only got to clap it on for 1 to 2 Ks and you're good.
Yeah. No, there's... you're just not catching me in that scenario. If I've got a head start, like looking down the stairs, that's a good 20 to 30 second head start. I'm gone. You never see me again.
Not only that, I'm going to be very loud while I'm doing it. I'm going to be yelling out, help! Every bloody corner I'm on. I'm drawing lots of attention.
Well, you're in LA, though. You probably get shot.
But also, it's the emptiest LA has ever been in this movie, too. There's no people anywhere.
Yeah, when he said he can get from one place to another in 7 minutes, bullshit.
Yeah. Not without your
That's
helicopter.
70 minutes. Not 7. Any others?
My least favourite line in it is where he's in the jazz club and he goes, lay it on me.
Yeah, that's poor.
Yeah, that's possibly not the best.
I only had that Annie was telegraphed. We kind of covered that.
I might say that tomorrow.
Yeah, Annie was telegraphed.
Yeah.
I reckon Jamie Foxx would have been shot within the first 5 minutes of this movie.
You reckon?
Yeah.
No, because he's good at his job. He's an asset. He knows he knows it's going to take 17 minutes to get from here to here, and Cruz doesn't want to drive.
Yeah.
He wants to look at his laptop.
Exactly. When he's trying to get arrested, don't you reckon he would have just gone, take me in. Also, my friend, this random person I've met, is at this hotel, at this location.
Yeah, but...
Can you get someone to arrest me?
But he's a black guy with a body in his boot in America.
Yeah.
That's not a good start.
But the bottom line is, how do you tell...
That's a hill to climb for him.
Yeah.
How do you tell the cops that a guy in a grey suit by the name of Vincent, I've been driving him around for several stops, and he's a hitman, and he's after these people. Are you seriously, as a cop, taking that,
All you
believing
got
it?
to see is Bruce McGill when he says at the door, I'm Vincent. And McGill's like, load up, let's fucking get the guns out. He's
Well, you want to be a black guy.
And Mark Ruffalo's there saying, are you sure? Like, are you buying this? And he's just not, yep. That's my guy.
Yeah. We're not even going to ask you questions. Let's just shoot him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Classic. No more dislikes from me anyway.
No, that was it for me.
Happy?
Not a whole lot. Lay it on me, Matty. You got any more?
That's me done.
Yeah, that is Collateral. You can find us on Podomatic, iTunes and Spotify. Send us an email at thrillme@iinet.net.au. We're on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia and at Podomatic at thrillme.podomatic.com. We're also on Instagram at thrillmepodcastau. Our next episode, just keep an eye on the Facebook page to see what we're bringing out. But until then, take it easy and we'll catch up with everyone later. Cheers. Find the podcast at Podomatic or on iTunes. Don't forget to rate and review. Like us on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia or contact us at thrillme, all one word, all lowercase, at iinet.net.au.